Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Sarawak semiconductor ambitions are leaping forward after SMD Semiconductor signed a strategic alliance to revolutionize chip design and green energy across the region. Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg witnessed the signing between Jiangsu Linyang Energy Technology and Photovoltaic Foundry at the State Legislative Assembly earlier today.
SMD Semiconductor Chairman Datuk Sri Wan Liz Osman Wan Omar confirms this triple alliance marks a critical milestone to commercially scale locally designed chips for major industrial sectors. Officials say these high-performance chips will power next-generation solar inverters, battery energy storage systems, smart meters, and extensive integrated digital infrastructure.
And just now, our Premier has mentioned that he would like to see this collaboration grow, not just producing chips for these power inverters for the battery storage or even for the smart meters, but beyond that, perhaps we hope to discuss with our partners, potential partners, to set up a foundry plant here, and particularly for production of smart meters. Of course, the details will be discussed later on.
Meanwhile, SMD Semiconductor CEO Shariman Jamil clarifies the firm is not building fabrication fab plants, focusing exclusively on advanced chip design and intellectual property development. He adds that partnering with Linyang and Photovoltaic Foundry ensures these locally designed semiconductors are seamlessly integrated into products for the global market.
Now we want to put our chips inside their products so that we can deploy these products, not just for Sarawak market, but also for the global market. So our collaboration is unique. Our focus is on semiconductor chips technologies, and we work with our products partner to get into the global market.
Concurrently, Linyang Deputy General Manager Li Huaishan projects independent energy revolution success, citing massive potential in the local renewable energy sector. He emphasizes the surge in green projects locally opens massive opportunities to implement large-scale battery storage systems to secure the power grid and ramp up grid efficiency.
The 310-bed Sarawak Cancer Centre is targeted for completion in 2032, with the project contract expected to be awarded in the first quarter of 2027. State Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian says the project is currently at the tender procurement stage in collaboration with the Public Works Department JKR in Kuala Lumpur.
Contract is expected to be awarded with the issuance of the letter of acceptance as Surat Setuju Terima SST in the first quarter of 2027. The project duration is 5 years and it is scheduled to be completed in 2023. I urge the Federal JKR to expedite the project with the aim of completing by 2030.
He says the need for the facility is increasingly urgent as Sarawak records about 3,000 new cancer cases annually. Meanwhile, Dr. Sim, who is also State Minister for Public Health, Housing and Local Government, expresses appreciation to Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg for approving an advance of 1 billion ringgit for the project, which will be reimbursed by the federal government later. He adds that an additional 500 million ringgit has also been approved for the procurement of medical equipment for the centre. This, he says, demonstrates the Sarawak government's commitment to providing comprehensive and modern cancer treatment and research facilities for the well-being of people in the region.
Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, expresses disappointment over the delay in parliamentary approval for the proposal to create 17 new dune seats, despite it being passed at the state level last year. He says the issue should no longer be subject to polemic, as the motion has already been debated and unanimously approved by members of the State Assembly. Karim also clarifies that the proposal only involves the addition of state seats and not parliamentary seats as alleged by certain parties.
Because from last year until now, I think there have been a few parliamentary sittings. They start going outside of what the subject matter is. The subject matter is only on state seats, which has been endorsed almost by everyone in the Dome, the 17 new seats. What needs to be done in Parliament is just endorsement. You don't endorse, that means you don't respect the voice of the majority. You don't respect the voice of the people of Sarawak.
He says this when commenting on the status of the proposal, which has yet to be tabled in the Dewan Rakyat, while questioning claims linking it to a possible increase in Sarawak's parliamentary seats, as the matter falls under the jurisdiction of the Election Commission and Parliament. Karim emphasizes that Sarawak's parliamentary representation remains at 31 seats for now, and says the issue should not be used as a reason to delay parliamentary recognition of the new state seats.
We are not talking about parliamentary seats. Sarawak did not, that is for Parliament to decide. How you decide with SBR kemudian is up to you. You want to increase the seat based on the 17 new seats after 8 years, because you are allowed to do delineation of boundary according to the federal constitution every 8 years. We have surpassed that date. It's up to SPR to identify where those seats are. But what we want, endorsement for that 17 new seats, so that in this state election we can have the 17 new seats. The parliamentary seat will still be the same, 31.
He says the addition is crucial to ensure overly large constituencies can be divided so that elected representatives are able to serve the people more effectively.
The TOY 8 Digital Developmental Screening Program continues to show promising results after identifying 82 children with early developmental red flags across Sarawak. State Minister for Women, Early Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Dato' Sri Fatimah Abdullah, says the findings are based on a structured screening process involving 635 children.
70 children proceeded into intervention programs, while 12 cases did not proceed due to parental consent considerations. Among those who received intervention, 12 children have successfully transitioned into mainstream primary education. In 2026, with additional support from the Government of Japan and other national and international agencies, the initiative is being scaled up across all Sedidik centers. The expansion targets 140 teachers trained and 1,800 children aged 3 to 5 screened.
In her winding up speech at the first meeting of the 5th session of the 19th State Legislative Assembly on Tuesday, Fatimah says the expansion also carries a critical mission to expedite intervention pathways and help reduce the backlog of 423 cases at the Sarawak One-Stop Early Intervention Center, or OSEC, so that children do not continue to miss out while waiting for their turn.
A dramatic, last-minute turn of events in West Asia conflict. US President Donald Trump has officially called off a massive military strike on Iran that was scheduled to begin today. The sudden announcement came via social media, where Trump revealed he postponed the assault at the urgent request of Gulf allies, specifically the leaders of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE, who report that serious negotiations are now underway. Trump says Gulf leaders believe a deal can be reached that ensures Iran gets no nuclear weapons.
We've informed Israel, we've informed other people in the Middle East that have been involved with us, and it's a very positive development, but we'll see whether or not it amounts to anything. We've had periods of time where we thought pretty much getting close to making a deal, and it didn't work out, but this is a little bit different. Now, we're ready going tomorrow, very big. and not something I wanted to do, but we have no choice because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
However, the president issued a stark warning, saying he has ordered the U.S. military to be ready for a full, large-scale assault on a moment's notice if talks fail. Washington's latest proposal demands Iran dismantle all but one nuclear site and hand over its enriched uranium. A major sticking point remains the vital Strait of Hormuz. Iran has kept the energy corridor largely closed, crippling global oil markets. Tehran insists it must remain in control of the waterway, while Trump demands it be fully reopened. The countdown to war is paused for now, but the ceasefire remains incredibly fragile. The government is mobilizing an urgent coalition with allied nations to secure the immediate release of humanitarian activists detained by Israeli forces in international waters. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is demanding that all detained activists are not denied their rights and antagonized. Anwar confirms a strategic diplomatic press is underway to ensure these peace volunteers are not denied humanitarian rights just for championing aid for Palestine. On Monday, the Sumut Nusantara Command Center SNCC confirmed that 16 Malaysian citizens participating in the mission were arrested by Israeli forces in international waters near Cyprus. They were aboard 9 of the 15 vessels reportedly intercepted and seized by the Zionist regime. The government strongly condemns the action of the Israeli Zionist regime for detaining over 100 international activists involved in the mission. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development is stepping in to monitor a sexual harassment investigation involving a female police officer in Sarawak. Minister Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri lauds the victim's bravery for breaking her silence against systemic misconduct within law enforcement. Nancy stresses that addressing the issue demands immediate cross-agency cooperation as freshly released police statistics show a worrying upward trend in reported cases over the past 4 years.
Saya ucap tahniah kepada pegawai ini kerana berani melaporkan. Itu satu, dia berani melaporkan dan saya hanya akan memantau apakah akan terjadi pada kes ini sebab ia melibatkan kedua-dua kalau ikut report melibatkan penguatkuasa juga lah ni. So kita memantau dan melihat apa lagi akan tidak akan lanjut. Kita nak I'm really very interested in this case because ia melibatkan orang yang kita diharapkan pagar bukan padi macam tu kan.
Sarawak Police Commissioner Dato' Muhammad Zainal Abdullah confirmed the incident on Monday, stating that the case is officially under investigation under Section 354 of the Penal Code for assault or criminal force with intent to outrage decency. The victim filed the police report on May 17, alleging that she was repeatedly subjected to sexual harassment by a senior officer. Earlier in her keynote address, the minister outlined the escalating crisis nationwide, with 477 cases recorded in 2022, increasing to 522 cases in 2023 and surging to 788 cases in 2024, before climbing further to 1,038 cases in 2025. Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the Nightlines on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.